Israeli referee Mayor Levi took centre stage at New Douglas Park for Hamilton against St Mirren as Scotland's top match officials went on strike. The last 4 meetings of these two teams at Hamilton had produced a grand total of 1 goal, so hopes of a scoring spree weren't too high. Gavin Skelton lofted a shot over the top early on. St Mirren's Aaron Moy denied him a clear-cut shot on goal. Aki's Portuguese striker Flavio Paixão should score more often. He's constantly getting in great positions. Here's a case in point. He really should have steered that Martin Canning head flick into goal rather than over it. It was a great chance for Hamilton to get themselves in front in a game which could have seen them get off the bottom of the SPL. Ground staff did well to make the pitch playable, but it wasn't a surface on which to be over-elaborate in defence. Simon Mensing ended up giving the ball away. Paul McGowan's pass was flicked on by Moy, and Stephen Thompson should have done a whole lot better than that. In the context of this game, that was a decent chance. Remember what I was saying about Flavio Paixão? Here he goes again with Aki's chasing their first home win of the SPL season. Damian Cathlonovo picked him out, but his header lacked any sort of conviction. This was a bad miss in anyone's language. Maybe it's a brotherly thing, because this was his twin Marco heading over the top from a Dougie Emery corner. This goes down as another great opportunity to break the deadlock. And suddenly Saints sensed there might be something in the match for them. A quick counter-attack had Hamilton chasing back into position. But not for the first time in the match. St Mirren midfielder Thompson lacked composure at the key moment. A poor attempt that didn't even work goalkeeper Thomas Cherney. This was the big moment of controversy in the match, but with the officials having flown in from the Middle East, Saints manager Danny Lennon decided to implement the peace process. Paul McGowan's shot across goal turned into his own net by Mensing, then up went an offside flag against Thompson. Sean Lynch led a fairly polite protest. Thompson was adjudged to be playing an active part in Mensing's eye line as he toe-poked the ball over the line. Hamilton didn't stretch international relations either, with a fairly muted penalty claim later on. Marco Paixão showed impressive persistence in forcing the ball into the box, and Lynch had to get this challenge right on Skelton. Ref Levi reckoned he did get enough on the ball before making contact with Skelton. Respect for the foreign referee maybe went a bit too far, as Aki's made little of what looked to be a stonewall penalty kick this time. Skelton's header from Imrie's corner was knocked off the line by the arm of Darren McGregor. One last flurry in front of the St Mirren goal. Imrie's up and under, Jim Goodwin's header saved by Samson, and the whistle had gone for a free kick by the time Gary McDonald put the ball in the net. A useful point for both these teams in the end. Hamilton, though, should have had all 3. A shortage of goals in that game, but there's been some spectacular scoring in the SPL since the season began. Here's what we think are 10 of the best. Here's the weekend story. Inverness scored twice in the last 20 minutes at Celtic Park to complete a year of away games in league football unbeaten. More drop points for the home team. Aberdeen are joint bottom of the league after losing at Rugby Park. 14-goal Connor Salmon helped Kilmarnock into the top 6. Colin Samuel should have been the first St Johnstone player to score since October. For them, a goalless draw with Hibs. And the same scoreline at Hamilton as St Mirren stretched their reserves of foreign referee respect. The weather was the winner at Tannadice and Fir Park. The SPL's 2 Sunday matches were both frozen out. These were all the results on a weather-affected weekend in the Clydesdale Bank Premier League. Celtic held to a 2-2 draw at home to Inverness. Goalless between Hamilton and St Mirren at New Douglas Park. It was 0-0 between Hibs and St Johnstone at Easter Road as well. Kilmarnock beat Aberdeen 2-0 at Rugby Park. So 2 points now between the Old Firm title rivals at the top of the SPL. Inverness moved to within a point of third-placed Hearts. Motherwell have 23 and Kilmarnock move into the top 6 on 20. Dundee United stay on 19. Hibs and St Johnstone have 15, St Mirren 13, and only goal difference stops Aberdeen slipping to the bottom of the league. Coming up for Mark McGee's team, it's Celtic at Pittodrie, followed by Hibs against St Mirren. Inverness play Dundee United. It's Motherwell against Kilmarnock, Rangers at home to Hearts, and St Johnstone face Hamilton. You'll see all the action next time.